me talk about Terms of Endearment. I got this in from Paramount. This comes out this Tuesday, November the 14th. I already did a showcase and an unboxing, but I did watch this the other nights. Let me show it off again. Nice little fold-out poster. I love Paramount Presents. I think that this was such a cool line for Paramount to start, and I'm so glad that they've kept up with it. We thought that they were almost going to quit doing them there for a little bit, but then it felt like they ramped it up a little bit. This year's felt a little bit light. We got Red Eye, we got Double Jeopardy, we got Terms of Endearment. I feel like there was one in there in the middle somewhere. Hustle and Flow and The Nutty Professor. Yeah, they've done pretty good this year. I think this is maybe the 5th or 6th one they've done. Now, what I will say before I give my thoughts on the film, that if you are a Terms of Endearment fan, you're probably going to want to get this. Now, it is pretty pricey right now. It's going for $34.99, but this transfer is excellent. Looks freaking awesome on 4K. This is just a really for an emotional type drama film. It's very visually appealing and stunning. There's just some incredible images and scenery throughout the film. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but there's just all kinds of these beautiful backdrops that are just kind of ordinary, but they're in the neighborhood and you just see the green grass and the flowers, and it's just really beautiful. There's just really beautiful, natural, suburban aesthetic to the movie. And the costumes and everything just looks great. Facial definition's great, and it just looks like a movie. I'm seeing Jack Nicholson, and it's just God, Jack Nicholson looks pretty damn good in this movie. I thought he was 85 years old, but I'm oh, this was 40 years ago, because it literally looks like a movie that just came out. It looks so incredible. So 4K picture quality wise, this is top tier, top of the mountain for 2023. I thought this looked absolutely stunning. The movie itself, I don't want to say I didn't like it. I thought it was okay. But it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm not going to say it's slow. If anything, it's the opposite of slow. The movie has such a pace to it that I struggle to keep up. And because the pace is so fast, you start off with Deborah Wanger, is that her name? Winger? A baby. Shirley MacLaine's the mom. She comes in to check and see if she's still breathing. Then we flash forward. She's a teenager. We flash forward. She's getting married. We flash forward. She's having kids. It's the movie just doesn't stop, and it doesn't let up. But it wants you to feel all these real strong emotional connections to the characters, but it doesn't ever really give you time to feel invested in anybody, because it's moving so quick. And I just struggle to keep up with that. But beyond that, I love Shirley MacLaine. I think she's great in everything I've ever seen her in. Deborah Winger, I don't know exactly what else she's been in, but I didn't really like her that much in this movie. Jeff Daniels is good. I like Jeff Daniels, but he's not great in this. Jack Nicholson's awesome in everything. And honestly, Jack Nicholson was the only character in this movie that I actually liked and appreciated, because everybody else in this movie is just a gigantic piece of shit. Everybody in this film is such a piece of crap, and they're just doing horrible things to each other all the time. And Jack Nicholson is the only character that's also a piece of crap, but he's the only one that has the balls to admit it throughout the film. He's yeah, I'm kind of a piece of crap. I admit it. And even, tells Shirley MacLaine at one point he breaks up with her because he knows he can't be the guy that she wants him to be. So it feels like he's the only piece of crap that's operated in any sort of reality throughout the movie. And I don't know, it was just very poorly paced to me. And I know back in 1983, maybe this was a very innovative way to tell the story. It's hard to place myself back in that time period. I'm just watching it now. It's 40 years old, but it just wasn't my favorite. I wasn't a fan of some of the story directions, and I don't want to give spoilers if you haven't seen it, but there's just some stuff that happens in the last 40 minutes, and I'm like, it just goes back and forth so much and wants to try to manipulate you and toy with your emotions. And the characters have already done such horrible things to each other all movie long. It's like, I don't even care about you. Like, I don't care about your situation. I feel sorry for your kids. Um, but I don't care about you. So that's my review of Terms of Endearment. Um, I get it if you love it, if you grew up with it, if it's, a movie that you watched back in 1983. It's a Best Picture winner. Like, it obviously has some merit to it as a film. I think it's very well directed. I couldn't get into the story. I don't know. When I compared this to two other great dramatic films I watched last week, Chilly Scenes of Winter and Smooth Talk. It came up short to me. Um, but there you go. Great 4K. If you love this movie, if it's one of your favorites, you're going to want to get this because it's probably one of the best 4Ks that Paramount's done all year, to be honest, and maybe one of the best 4Ks, period, that I've seen all year. It does have Dolby Vision, HDR10. You got the 5.1 sound. And you did get a new filmmaker focus with James L. Brooks, which somebody was saying James L. Brooks, which I feel like I do. I haven't seen The Simpsons since I was a kid, but I remember his name on the title card, I feel like. So somebody said he had something to do with The Simpsons. But there's a new filmmaker focus with him talking about the film. There's a commentary with the director as well. So not a ton of special features here. It's not like I think The Nutty Professor is probably the winner for special features for Paramount Presents this year, but really good looking 4K. Thought they did a good job, and it's a good release. I like the artwork too on the cover, and I think this is a really big moment in the film, so I think this fits pretty well. So.